Hi, this is Frode, and today you will learn how to mind map. And I'm really excited about this video because it unlocks so many possibilities that you can have for performing tasks with more creativity, efficiency, and fun. Whether it's studying for an exam, or taking notes to a lecture or a book, setting goals, planning your days, whatever basically that you can think of. And in this video, I'll show you the limits of linear note-taking, the benefits of mind mapping, and then the 7 basic steps on how you can start mind mapping yourself for your intended use. And in the future, I'll start making more specific videos on how to mind map lectures you attend, books you read, your goals, and many other exciting topics. But right now, let's get started. So the story of how I discovered mind mapping goes back to 2016, when I had just started creating YouTube videos where I share 5 big ideas from books, and I share 3 key ideas, but back then it was 5. And I took notes to remember what I was going to say. And I took these really comprehensive notes on using Evernote, writing down every bullet point I wanted to make. Then I started memorizing them, and I found that it took a lot of time. It took me hours and hours to just prepare for these videos, and I would be really nervous about forgetting a line because I wouldn't know what to say. If I did that, I would basically screw the whole video, so I had to edit it a lot. It would be like, oh my god, forgot a line. Edit, cut the video. And I probably annoyed a lot of my viewers. Since I spoke like a robot, it was clear that I was speaking from memorized text and not from knowledge or from a mind map. And they were like, come on, speak normally, you fool. Perhaps. Nobody said that, but many people mentioned that I sounded like a robot. Then, when I started to actually mind map the videos after reading the book, not reading any book actually, but just learning the basics of how to mind map without using any colors, I learned that I could prepare the videos a lot faster. I wasn't as afraid of forgetting a point, because then I knew I could just jump to another point that I had to make in the video. And I could also add different points to be spontaneous and creative during the videos themselves, instead of when you use notes, where you have to go from start to finish, not really adding anything without messing everything up. And also, my viewers started to comment on the amazing energy that I had, and they were like, how can you talk for 15 minutes or longer without using any notes? And the answer is mind mapping. That was just the ineffective way of mind mapping, of just using a blue or black color and really not following the basic steps or the laws of mind mapping that I will show you in another video. I had intended to show everything to you right here, but I noticed that it would take a lot of time, so I'll show you in another video. But anyway, that's how I got started with mind mapping, and I also found out that instead of forgetting most of what I had read in books, whether from school or on the side of personal growth, I remembered a lot more when I mind mapped the key words and stories and principles from the books than when I just try to take notes with really no sense of what's more important or having a fast way to retrieve anything in my mind. It's much more powerful for learning and remembering. And where am I right now with mind mapping? Well, I become a bit obsessed. I'm using mind mapping for my goals. I have a lot of goals hanged up that I can review in 5 minutes, or even just 1 minute if I review everything. This all is stated in pictures and really easily recallable and reviewable content. Then I can plan my days, which I do with the mind map each day, so I make it really clear what my priorities are, and make really fancy drawings of them. I also use mind mapping for grocery lists and a lot of other things. So that's where I am today. Now, I hope this gave you a little sense of the limits of note-taking, especially for getting things. We'll talk more about how boring it is right now. But yeah, noting was really limiting, and it was an epiphany to use mind mapping for preparing these videos and reading books. Now here are some of the benefits of mind mapping, as opposed to linear notes, where I have a guy sleeping right here because of the boring nature of writing line after line of black, boring text. So the first benefit of mind mapping is creativity. The second is efficiency. The third is fun. So mind mapping is much more creative because it allows you to have many more ideas and insights because of the nature of mind mapping itself. It uses the way our brain functions and how it makes connections to learn all around the mind map. So I don't know if you can see this, but these two white spiderwebby things are actually neurons, which are in our brains. They are basically information of anything. And here, the red circle, here is happening a connection. And this is where creative insights occur. If those connections are novel enough, new, or very impactful. And mind map is basically an endless story of connecting ideas and images and keywords and colors and all such things. So it will make you a lot more creative. Mind mapping will help you become more efficient at planning for traveling or goals, because you will be able to review everything so much more quickly and really act on what you had planned to do instead of how it will also be planned to do. Yes, that's why I use gold mind maps to review each day. It will make you more efficient at studying because you'll remember a lot more and learn a lot more, since you focus on only the key ideas and images that are most important to your particular topic. This is why it'll be so exciting to share more about studying, how you can use mind maps for studying. Third benefit of mind mapping is it makes learning and a lot of other tasks a lot more fun, because you are able to draw using colors and images without having the pressure of creating the next Mona Lisa. And this, as you can see, is not quite a masterpiece. Nothing of this is. And you can give yourself the gift of drawing and having fun without putting the pressure to have it perfect immediately. Knowing that your mind and everything you know becomes more organized as you are creating these mind maps and as you are refining them. Here is an example of the mind map I created of how to mind map at first, just to brainstorm and know everything I wanted to say and whittle down to the most important things. So this is quite a mess. Then I created this one, a lot more structured. And this is the way. The cool thing is that the way your mind maps are structured is often the way your mind is structured and knows the information that you're putting down. An organized mind map means an organized mind. So the three benefits of mind mapping are you become much more creative, efficient, and fun, as opposed to when you use linear notes, when you go from black line to black line, not using any colors or images. Not very creative, not very efficient, since you, again, move from start to finish, not being able to leap around to different kinds of images and thoughts, and it's really boring to just stay stuck with a blank page and go from line to line. So those are the limits on linear note-taking and benefits of mind mapping. Now comes the more exciting and practical part. How do we actually mind map? What are the basic steps we need to take in every mind map we need to make throughout our entire lives? These are the steps. And instead of drawing the mind maps as I go in this video, which will take a lot of time, I'll just highlight the things that I did in these 7 basic steps. So again, I need to stress the point that making sure that your fundamental knowledge of mind mapping, of having the basic steps firmly planted in your mind as you go, is really essential. Just like having a foundation for a house is essential so it doesn't sink into the ground or break. So right now, let's begin. How to mind map for studying, taking notes, goals, planning, whatever. First step, put your paper in a landscape position. It opens up your mind to be much more creative, since Our eyes are standing like this, not like this. So it just gives you a lot better perspective. Then you want to create a central image for your topic that contains at least 3 colors. Right here you can see the 3 colors, yellow, pink, blue very well, but I also have red and other colors to make it stand out. If you have words in your central image, you want to make them 3D, like this. I don't know if you can see the 3D, but yeah, it wasn't really clear right here, but it is. You don't want to make it flat, like this word right here, landscape. That doesn't stand out any way as much as mind mapping. Then the second step is to choose a color. Then create your first main branch, the first branch that goes directly out from the central image. And here we have story, goes out from the image. Then the thickness of the branch signifies its importance. Thick branches are very important. Thinner branches are not as important, as they often get out into sub-branches, which we'll talk more about here. So you want to choose a color and just create your first branch. Third step is to label your first branch with either a word, like story right here, or an image, like the moon with stars right here. And you want to make sure that every word you write down in your mind map is capitals, all caps, and not minors, since it's a lot easier to understand what you write quickly with capitals than with minors, because it's easy to write minors very quickly. So that's the third step. Then you want to create sub-branches and fill them with words or symbols or images. Or you can create both, like I did here, story and symbol or image. Then you want to create sub-branches. So it's really first level branch, which is main branch, second level, which is sub-branch, and third level, which is sub-sub-branch. That's the way to go. For the fifth step, you just keep on adding main branches until you have about 3 to 5. I have 4 right here. First, the goal of this video, and then the content. Then we want to add sub-branches to those main branches. In the sixth step, this is where it starts to get really funny, because here you can start moving freely to leap from branch to branch in your mind map, fill in the gaps where you can add more and your mind just comes up with more ideas, and then add sub-branches whenever a new idea or association occurs to you, which includes keywords and images, of course. Then the seventh and last step is to reinforce your associations between different topics in your mind map, either within the main branches or between them. And you use links or arrows to reinforce these associations. This is a mind map, this is a mind map, therefore I connected them. Those are the 7 basic steps on how to mind map. In other videos, I'll show you the 10 laws to mind mapping, which many of these laws just repeat what's said in the steps. But it's really good to have these fundamental laws in place. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video and would like to leave you with one question. What's the one task or activity that you can start using to mind map so you can train your ability to mind map without actually needing to think about these steps at all? So what I encourage you to do is choose one thing or area or task that you're going to use mind mapping for each day, whether it be studying lectures, perhaps not lectures since that's a bit stressful, studying books, planning goals, planning your days, or planning your groceries, and then following each of these 7 steps for at least one mind map each day. It doesn't need to be complicated, you can just use 5 to 10 minutes each day for one mind map. Then at the end, you decide whether you want to keep following them and get them even more firmly ingrained, and if you want to extend to other mind maps. I'd love to hear what you're going to start mind mapping. Please comment it down in the descriptions, and also If you like this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends who might also gain some benefits from mind mapping. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I look very much forward to share more videos with you soon. Have another awesome day. Bye.